Okay, and we are finally back to following the adventures of the Man of Steel with Superman number 3. And since then, I've gotten much more of a grip on the Rebirth universe, in that I've read three important books actually. I have now that I didn't have before. First is the Flash story Rebirth, which reintroduces the original Wally West to the DC universe. The second is the Last Days of Superman, which shows the end of the New 52 version of Superman, and the third and best of these, I believe, is Superman, Lois and Clark. And after I finish this first story, I think I'm going to go back and review each of them here on this channel to give the appropriate background for this story. But I decided to finish this story first before I do that. So we're going to be plowing along here. I like the cover. You have like the black red skulls you have the flaming hand of the Eradicator. Yeah. So, yeah. And, well, if you don't remember, last time Superboy fell out of a tree, and because he's only half Kryptonian and he doesn't have all his powers yet, he hurt himself rather badly. So Superman and Lois are taking him to the Arctic Circle. If you don't remember that, I don't blame you, because I reviewed it so long ago. But I'm back to doing daily reviews starting today, so these will start coming out a lot more quickly. But if you don't remember that, just go back and watch the previous video. You don't have to circle back that far through my channel. I haven't done that many videos in the past couple of months, but sorry about that. Anyway, the Arctic Circle, the Fortress of Solitude. Welcome. Kal-El, access granted. I don't like coming back here, Clark. Feels like we're trespassing on the previous Superman's memory. Why aren't we using your Fortress of Solitude? John shares both of our genomes, Lois. The Mountain doesn't have the Kryptonian tech we need to get a thorough picture of what's going on with him, and why he lost consciousness after the fall he took back at the... We have been waiting for you, Kal-El. We have traveled long and far to save us. I don't know how you broke in here, but right now was not your smartest choice. Tell me, why do you look like the Eradicator? Clark, stop! The walls! Because we are the Eradicator. If you are the Eradicator, I know what you're capable of. What we are capable of is saving Krypton, Kal-El. You must trust us. I don't think so. Then you leave us no choice. But to incapacitate you until we can convince you. Lois, take John. Find cover at the back of the fortress. John, come with me right now. What's going on, Mom? I won't let you threaten my family. If you realize how special this moment is if only you realized how special this moment is for us. To see you, a living, breathing Kryptonian. Strong, vital, passionate. I told you to hurry, John. We can't stop our... Who's that guy fighting with Dad? Someone dangerous from our past. That's all you need to know. I've got to help him, Mom. Your father can handle himself. Now follow. You've got no chance of convincing me of anything except to put you down fast and hard. This should be a day of celebration. Instead, John, get behind! Ah! We suggest you and the boy move away quickly from the point of impact. Sure, could I... Lois, John. He saved them? Do you have a preference on where we should let this down, Kal-El? Son of Superman, Part 3. So as we see, John is being put into a pod while Krypto looks on. This Fortress of Solitude is Kryptonian. It belonged to the new 52 Superman, as you heard a reference to. In this universe, Lois and Clark escaped from their dead universe to this one. And this is the original Superman who escaped with the original Lois Lane. And and as Lois said, he has his own fortress, but it's just his using really advanced human tech and stuff he got from space, not Kryptonian technology. So this one is better equipped. And for some reason, the Eradicator has stopped his attack. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've turned my back on the Eradicator. Every fiber of my being is screaming against it. But he saved Lois and John without a moment's hesitation. He left himself vulnerable to my attack, but by doing the right thing. So I focus on John and give the Eradicator the benefit of the doubt for the moment. He's still staring at us, Dad. I know he is, John. How long do I have to lie on this thing? Until we've got a complete diagnostic workup of your physiology, kiddo. I'm fine. I just want to go home. I know you do, John. We're worried about you. There's a lot going on inside you right now. And these special machines will help us figure things out as your body changes. What kind of changes? What kind of changes? You mean my powers? Your budding powers aren't the problem, John. It's the lack of consistency in your invulnerability that concerns us. Sometimes you're at risk of skidding your knee or hurting your head in a tree fall. Other times you're not. These readings clearly state your body's still adapting to your unique genome that your mom and I passed on to you. And speaking of adapting, why are you here wearing the House of L emblem on your chest? We are here because we are fated to be here. After assimilating personal objects within your fortress, we now wear your house symbol proudly. But before our mission to cross space and time to find you began, there was a secret protocol we were built to complete while Krypton thrived. This protocol was created by General Zod. He christened us his Eradicators. Our duty was to seek out and arrest Kryptonian lawbreakers on General Zod's list by whatever means necessary. General Zod directed us to draw out the lawbreakers' life force and transfer them to a phantom zone projector where they would await trial. Their bodies would be placed in cryo chambers until their respective trials. In the weeks that followed, several assignments for General Zod took us to the far reaches of the planet. Upon returning from a stealth operation to Baku's, General Zod had sanctioned, Krypton began to explode. Molten slag and subatomic organic matter of the planet burned through coating and burning our form. sweeping away all mechanical vestiges and leaving us in a nondescript humanoid shape. In those last horrific moments, we alone bore witness to the final fate of our world, the life force of a planet screaming, lost and cold, fragmented, alone, no survivors, or so we thought. We caught a glimpse of one lone rocket escaping the fiery cataclysm, and one protocol was all we had. Scour the galaxy, every solar system, every planet, find a survivor, and let nothing get in our way. And then this solar system with the yellow sun drew our attention. We searched the first two planets closest to it, and then the third. Finally, discovering the first trace of Kryptonian DNA to be that of your son, which, unfortunately, has been tainted with your wife's human side. For Krypton to truly be reborn in all its glory, our species needs to propagate. But to preserve the purity of a race, the Kryptonian genome needs to be uncorrupted. We shall start with your offspring and find a way to bolster his Kryptonian genome to subsume his human one. You're talking about eradicating half of my son. Yes. But only the impure half. What do you think you're doing? Dad, Clark, the first step is to cleansing is ingestion. John! And he starts sucking the life force out of John. But then Surya flies at him, beats him up, and John picks up the cape, and you see his eyes glowing red. Next, Soulstorm. Okay, this one is mostly exposition, but I like it. And it introduces the Eradicator to the Rebirth universe, and it continues giving us an exciting story to get things underway with, and get us accustomed to this new universe, and making this a good jumping on point for new fans, and it gets into Kryptonian lore without overdoing it, and it's just kind of good. It's not the best issue, but it's far from the worst. I give it a 7 out of 10. So, see you next time.